A revocable living trust. That's the topic in this Invest Minute and today's general finance lesson. How they work, are they useful, and why some may have a different opinion. I'm Jonah. I'm one of the banking bros here at the Cash Compound, and I'm cracking the code today on this saving and investment term, revocable living trusts.
You are now tuned to the banking bros. Said we couldn't make it, 3 settled. This the life we chose. Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer. We taught you how to be the bank.
Individuals use revocable living trusts, or RLTs, to avoid probate, publicity and expense, and to retain rights to the trust property during life and ensure eventual asset distribution according to their wishes. So here's how it works. During life, the grantor can alter or revoke the trust and may add or remove assets. At the grantor's death, the trust becomes irrevocable or terminates. The grantor may also choose a testamentary RLT, which comes into effect at death and is funded by life insurance proceeds or by a bequest. The trust terms control the distribution of assets even after the death of the grantor. Now, due to probate law differences, RLTs are not used as extensively in some states as there are in others. Here's why it's useful to you. A revocable living trust provides flexibility, adding or removing estate assets or changing trust terms as needed prior to death. It avoids probate in most cases, and it controls assets after death through some of the terms of the trust. And here's why some folks don't like the plan. Setting up a revocable trust does not mean that your work is done. It results in additional administration and upkeep expenses. It requires continual, at least annual, reviews of your plan, and most importantly, it does not minimize taxes on its own. If you have unique assets, it could also result in administrative difficulties. Here are my thoughts. It can be tough to navigate if a trust is better than a will, if you should use a revocable trust or an irrevocable trust, who should be the trustees, and should I transfer my rentals or my primary residences into my new trust? I don't suggest you make these decisions on your own. My advice is to use a trusted professional when exploring these options. I absolutely love avoiding probate in most cases. However, which in many times is actually the primary reason for revocable living trusts. On our channel, we teach the infinite banking concept, which also avoids probate in most cases. And if you haven't heard of that before, it's utilizing the guaranteed growth and cash flows from life insurance without any risk of market forces. Because these private banks are built inside of life insurance policies, that means that one day I too will be passing a substantial benefit to the next generation, and I definitely don't want to have to deal with probate. We also use the life insurance proceeds while we're still alive, and we use these guaranteed cash flows to fund purchases of other income-producing assets, which is why a revocable trust may be the right option for you. You can personally click the link in the description to see a video on how you too can have guaranteed cash flows that you can use to purchase income-producing assets. So, are you ready for it in under 60 seconds? Here's your revocable living trust investment. In a revocable living trust, the grantor retains control of the assets during life. And at death, the assets usually avoid probate. Following death, the trust terms direct the distribution of that asset. You can subscribe to this channel and join me for my next Invest Minute when I do a quick breakdown of dynasty trusts.